So I can't believe that I'm having to respond again to this woman who has once again attacked someone that I care about, who's attacked a friend. And my friend is, she likes to be, as Mariah Carey says, above the fray, right? And so I will respond for her because I can. This is what Megyn Kelly said about my friend Cara Swisher over at the Pivot podcast. She is saying that Cara Swisher, this is sick. Megyn Kelly accuses Cara Swisher of trying to get Stephen Miller killed. And basically, what she is saying here is because Scott and Cara are talking about the unhinged things that Stephen Miller does from the White House, that he is a White House advisor, and folks believe that a lot of these really, really staunch right-wing, offensive and brutal tactics that are happening with the ICE agents, that part of this is from Stephen Miller and his ideology. And so she is saying that because of their comments of comparing what happened in the 30s and 40s in Germany, that's somehow going to get Stephen Miller killed. Now, need I say that the president, just as I'm taping this, is also saying that Representative Ilhan Omar probably staged her own attack. And before that, before she was attacked, he was on stage in Iowa denigrating her and basically otherizing her, saying that she wasn't American. That's what it felt like. She wasn't American or American enough, and she should be happy and grateful that she's come to this country from Somalia. So that is what Megyn Kelly is saying right now. And a day after, this is one of the vilest, most reprehensible things that I've ever heard anyone say in public. It must be, well, obviously she doesn't have a heart, but it must be just for clicks. And I don't know why people keep supporting it, because everything just gets more outrageous and just more outrageous. She said this about the man just yesterday who was gunned down by ICE goons in the middle of the day, in the morning, in broad daylight in Minnesota over the weekend. This is Megyn Kelly.
I know I'm supposed to feel sorry for Alex Pretti, but I don't. Do you know why I wasn't shot by Border Patrol this weekend? Because I kept my ass inside and out of their operations. It's very simple. If I felt strongly enough about something the government was doing that I would go out and protest, I would do it peacefully on the sidewalk without interfering, via a whistle, via shouting, via my body, via any other way. I would make my objections known by standing there without interfering, because interfering is where you go south. And laying hands on a police officer trying to, or Border Patrol officer or ICE officer trying to conduct a law enforcement operation is a felony. And now you are going to get arrested. And if you do anything that resembles resisting, you're in serious trouble.
Okay, now isn't Megyn Kelly, is she supposed to be an attorney? Or a former attorney? Because if you look at any of the video, I did not see this. I didn't see him being the aggressor or putting his hands on anyone. I saw him trying to help a lady, and he was going in there to help the lady. And the entire time, until they pulled him away from her, he was trying to hang on to the woman. And as my mother says to me all the time, Don, just because you can't say something doesn't mean that you have to. And maybe Megyn Kelly should take my mother's advice, because just because you can say it, it doesn't mean that you should say it or you have to say it, because that was deplorable. Now, she has no empathy for this man and his family, but she wants empathy for this. Watch.
Kyle Rittenhouse just fell to his knees in tears. He's on his knees. His lawyer's talking to him. He's shaking. It's upsetting to watch. It's like I feel like the media is just so awful, Andrew. They've been so disgusting from the beginning.
Is she talking about herself?
This boy is feeling.
Pause. Immediately, is she talking about herself? I think she's discussing herself. Keep going.
This young man, his mother's in tears behind him. We forget people's humanity in the press. We just want to kill them. We want to go for the jugular. We want everyone to pay. And in this case, we wanted him to pay because he was a Trump supporter and he was a Second Amendment supporter and he wasn't on the side of the BLM rioters. And the media and the president and the governor put this kid through hell.
Oh my gosh. I mean, calm yourself, Megyn. Second Amendment was also Alex Pretti. Believed in the Second Amendment. As a matter of fact, he was a lawful gun owner. Can't say so much about Kyle Rittenhouse, who got off for killing 2 people. And yet you are crying and you want to feel sorry for one person's death, but not the other person's death. I'm not going to go into all the circumstances about what happened with Kyle Rittenhouse, crossing state lines, with a weapon, underage, all the things. But you want people to have empathy for him? Unbelievable. You don't feel sorry for him. So, and then very similarly, I'm just going to show you, just to show you the hypocrisy. I should have started this video by saying, well, you want to see a grifter? You know, when someone gets the best of someone, you see on a news report or something, and they say, want to see a dead body? Meaning that person killed the other person with their words, metaphorically. So you want to see a grifter? Here is a grifter. Charlie Kirk video, roll it.
They're reporting that Charlie has died. That he's dead. At the age of 31. Which he would have to be if that video was real.
There's no way he survived that. The only good thing is, it had to have happened quickly.
Right.
Okay, so here's the thing with that. Now, I'm not doubting that they were emotional in the moment. That's not the point here. But the point is that she can show empathy when she wants to. I'm trying to show you the hypocrisy of it. And I'm sure she was emotional. Who wouldn't be watching that video? The response from everyone was, it shouldn't have happened. It was awful, even from the left. Now, are there extremes on the internet? Of course, and all that. But the response for Charlie Kirk from especially the folks in the media who have positions very similar to Megyn Kelly was, I don't agree with what he said or stood for. Folks said that. But no one should die that way. I feel awful for his family and for him. No one came out and said, I don't feel sorry for Charlie Kirk. But she wants people to feel sorry for her and for the other person. So look, I was just going to, this, what I'm saying now started as the impetus was I wanted to repost something. And I saw the Cara Swisher thing. And then I said, should I respond to that? And then I said, well, maybe I should just repost this, but he didn't mention it. Now I have to give credit where credit is due. This is a streamer, an influencer, and his name is Louis Pisano. And I'm going to let him say it because I think he's right on the money. So sit back and I'll let him do some of the heavy lifting. Here it is.
I know I'm supposed to feel sorry for Alex Pretti, but I don't. I don't. Do you know why I wasn't shot by Border Patrol this weekend? Because I kept my ass inside and out of their operations.
Okay, noted, Megyn Kelly. So I'm going to play conservatives' favorite game where you equate apples with oranges in order to prove a point. In that spirit, what if I said, I know I'm supposed to feel sorry for Megyn Kelly, but I don't. If she didn't want to be a victim, she should have stayed home. That sentence is obviously repulsive, and Megyn Kelly herself would have recognized it as victim shaming when it was directed at her. Because when all of this was going on at Fox News, there was bipartisan support for the women because sexual harassment doesn't discriminate based on political ideology. But one thing you have to keep in mind when talking about Miss Megyn Kelly is that her standards for moral judgment have never, ever been stable. They have always tracked to whatever ideological environment she happened to be operating in at the time. When she was at Fox, she was a conventional pre-Trump conservative, reliably attacking Obama, radical Islam, and big government. And then during her very public clash with Trump, she suddenly discovered a more moderate position, which made her a far more attractive hire for mainstream networks. In 2017, she left Fox for NBC. At NBC, she reinvented herself as a respectable liberal voice. I specifically remember her 2017 interview with Alex Jones when she warned him about the dangers of conspiracy theories and the irresponsibility of asking certain questions.
We were all so happy that day. It's actually hard to even imagine how terrible things would soon become.
But, you know, that NBC stint ended quickly because she decided that the hill she wanted to die on was defending blackface. Now, none of this means that Megyn Kelly deserved to be harassed. She didn't. It just means that her credibility as a moral authority on who deserves sympathy or accountability or outrage is incredibly weak. And I think that her career is an excellent case study in showing how easily standards can shift when they're driven by self-interest rather than principle.
Thank you, Louis Pisano. That's right. And you know what? He didn't even mention this doozy of a moment that happened not so long ago, just to show you he's right. Self-interest rather than principle. Watch.
As for Epstein, I've said this before, but just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything. Not everything, but virtually everything. And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls. And I realize this is disgusting. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this. I'm just giving you facts. That he wasn't into like 8-year-olds, but he liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were, but would look legal to a passerby. And that is what I believed, and that was what I reliably was told for many years. And it wasn't until we heard from Pam Bondi that they had tens of thousands of videos of alleged, forgive me, they used to call it kiddie porn. Now they call it child sexual abuse material.
You get the point. And she said that. And so again, I go back to the whole, what I said in the beginning, just because you can say something doesn't mean that you have to. Or that you should. Now we're all, you know, in television or whatever it is that we're doing in front of microphones, and you say things that you regret, or you wish would come out. But I mean, there's been a series recently of those things happening. I mean, and really, really egregious things. So I agree with the streamer. None of this is about principle. She doesn't care about anybody but herself. This is all about self-interest. So I will say this as I leave you. I know when you consider all of that, I know that I'm supposed to feel sorry for some of the things that happened to Megyn Kelly, but I don't. Because Megyn Kelly is a hypocrite and a grifter. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Your support means the world to us. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a show. We're live every weekday at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time with new clips dropping at 2 p. and 8 p. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, join the Lemon community. Members get exclusive posts, behind-the-scenes videos, and live chats just for you. So hit the join button or visit our channel page to sign up. Thanks again for all your love and your support, and I'll see you next time.